So it has been over a day now since the finale of Doctor Who Flux aired, and yeah, I did end up watching it late and stuff like that, so I've only watched it like this morning at midnight, because unfortunately I was busy. But yeah, I'm finally giving my opinions. I did use an old clip of Chris Chibnall for my initial reaction of the episode, which was yeah, very true to what I think, and I'm going to be going in depth with that. But first of all, I want to talk about what I enjoyed about the episode. So, again, I thought the cast were brilliant. I loved seeing Yaz, Dan, and the 13th Doctor as well. Jodie did a really good job in this episode, I thought, as well. Balancing it between three different versions of the same Doctor was pretty cool. I did really love that. And as well, Craig Parkinson playing the Grand Serpent, he did an absolutely outstanding job. A really, really good job. And I do hope that we do get to see the Grand Serpent appear in the future. Or if not, Big Finish do like a whole series with him on their audios. I would love that, because yeah, the Grand Serpent has definitely been one of my favourite Doctor Who villains in a long time, and it's nice to have an original villain that isn't the Master or the Daleks. It's nice to see that happen once again. So yeah, I have enjoyed a fair bit. I enjoyed the visuals. I enjoyed some of the dialogue and the action scenes with the Sontarans invading Liverpool and, well, basically invading the world, sorry, and just marching about being all, Sontaran-y. And, the comedy scene with the chocolate I thought was pretty funny, a little bit cringe, but I still enjoyed it nonetheless. And, now I fall onto the part, or, well, the majority of the episode that I didn't enjoy. And I do think that Flux would have benefited with a longer story arc. And if that meant sacrificing maybe one or two of the specials from next year and instead having them part of the series, I would personally say, yeah, put that budget into this series and add on another two episodes. And we all assumed that was the plan anyway. Series 13 was meant to be 8 episodes, but then things changed, things got moved around. We got 3 specials next year, and Flux was 6 episodes. And I left, after watching that episode, I felt like nothing had really been answered. Yes, we got more answers on the Division. We got a glimpse of Joe Martin's Doctor, and we got a little bit of foreshadowing about the Doctor's regeneration, but we still don't know anything about the Doctor's memories, the lost memories. We don't know anything about the fugitive Doctor played by Joe Martin. I still don't 100% know who Swarm and Azir really are. Yeah, they're the Ravagers, but we still don't know a lot about their backstory, and it kind of left me scratching my head a little bit. Was a little bit concerned about, the Doctor committing genocide, and I know that the Doctor has done that before in the past, and I wouldn't always say that's a good thing either, or never would say that's a good thing, but just the way it was done, especially with, killing the Sontarans, especially after her lecturing the British commander, I forgot his name now, yeah, the British commander in episode 2 when he blew up the Sontarans as they were leaving, and, a few episodes later, she does kind of the same thing where she misleads them with the Lupari shield and allows them to be destroyed by the Flux. So, yeah, that does make me kind of like a little bit confused, and I know, yeah, the Doctor, as I said, has committed genocide in the past, or has done like horrific crimes in the past, and I'm not trying to say that, those past things were good either. I'm definitely not saying that, but it just kind of left me a little bit like, that is that a little bit of inconsistency there? And I know Chris Chibnall is famed for inconsistency, and I was hoping we would have a stronger finale, because I have absolutely loved the first 4 episodes of Flux. Like, I really did. They were pretty much masterpieces in my mind. Like, yeah, they were a little bit all over the place in terms of narrative, but I did really enjoy them. Episode 5 was a little bit of a step in the wrong direction for me, but I was willing to hold out for a stronger finale. Final touch that would have, been the cherry on the top sort of thing. But no, it kind of just crumbled at the last layer for me personally. And I just felt just disappointed walking away after watching that episode, because I didn't feel satisfied. I didn't feel fulfilled in the promise of, the Flux and finding out about what's going on with the Timeless Child. Is that being saved for the specials? I don't know. And there's so many questions as well, like, has the Flux destroyed most of the universe? Have the effects been reversed? Because time's restored the 13th Doctor, because the Doctor as well was split across, various eras and stuff like that. And there's a lot of things that I'm still scratching my head about regarding the episode, and I just don't want to be like too negative, because as I said, I have really enjoyed this series, and the finale for me just felt like a massive misdirection. It did try to wrap up a lot of things very quickly, and even then wrapping it up spun it nicely, because it doesn't feel like that was a finale, in a sense that we saw an epic blockbuster episode, but I don't know, it just felt just a little bit, I don't really know how to describe it, I just felt empty, if that makes sense. And I know there are still a fair few people that enjoyed it, and if you did, hats off to you. I'm glad you've enjoyed Doctor Who. Doctor Who was meant to be enjoyed by anyone. Anyone can enjoy an episode, and anyone can not enjoy an episode. But I just kind of walked away, and I was just completely just like, just kind of, just scratching my head a little bit, and I don't know. I just felt like Flux in itself was there was so many misdirections and wasted potential with the one big story line that was being told throughout it. No standalone episodes and stuff like that. And I was very excited with the first 4 episodes, very tied into the narrative, and there weren't a lot of payoffs. For example, Vinda, we were told that this character is going to be integral to the plot. It's a character that you're going to feel for, and to be honest, I haven't felt anything for Vinda throughout his entire backstory. I really haven't. For everything that's happened to the character, him getting sucked into the passenger realm, and for him on a quest to find his life partner, I haven't felt any of that. I felt so detached from that character. It feels like I've barely known him. And as well, I want to say, as a slight positive, I felt more emotion when Professor Jericho sacrificed himself. That's what I felt more, and that was a character that wasn't even hyped up. I didn't even know there was going to be a character called Professor Jericho, and then this character that was hyped up to us, that was previously announced, Vinda. There's a lot of speculation that, I wasn't 100% sure he's going to be a Time Lord, and weren't 100% on board with that, but he was still hyped up to be integral for the role that we'd feel for him. And no, I didn't really get that, to be honest. That whole side quest, side story, or whatever you want to call it, with him trying to track down Belle, again, I just didn't see the point in it. I'm going to be completely honest, now that the finale's played out the way it has, I just don't see the point in it. I really don't. And I feel like if you cut out that, those segments, it wouldn't really detract much from what was going on. I thought there was going to be a bit of a reveal with the child that they were carrying, where it was going to be someone significant, because that's the way it was kind of coming across. But it didn't. And again, it was just another empty payoff that I just thought was very disappointing. And just maybe just a little bit sad. So, in terms of anything else though, with the episode, I've got to say that, it was just constantly all over the place. It was a very trippy episode, similar to episode 3, with a lot of visual glitches and stuff like that. And it could have been hard for maybe a casual viewer to keep track of. But obviously, I'm coming at this from my perspective. I did find it kind of easy to keep track of with the visual glitches, even though when I wanted to keep focus on one perspective, whether it be with the companions, or with Belle and Carvanista, or the 13th Doctor with Swarm and Azure. As soon as I was getting interested into that particular segment, I was sucked into the next one, and it was like, ugh, it's just, please just stay focused just for, a couple more minutes, because I want to know more. And it just kind of ruined the immersion just a little bit. And one more final negative I want to say about this episode, because I don't want to, make this like a super negative review. I feel like I already have. But yeah, the final thing I want to say is the wasted potential of Unit and Kate Stewart. I thought there was going to be like a greater focus on Kate Stewart coming back in with Unit as well, and there wasn't. She didn't really do a lot in the episode. She literally just stood in the background, and I was so excited to hear Jenna Redgrave was coming back, because I love the character of Kate Stewart. I love Unit. It's kind of one of the important pillars of Doctor Who lore, and I was very excited to see her come back. But it just didn't really pan out the way I thought it was. She didn't really do a lot except for trick the Grand Serpent to go into that dimension on Exiled. So, yeah, that kind of left me feel a little bit disheartened as well. So, my summary of all this, it's been a little bit of a ramble and a rant this time. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, my summary for all of this is that, yeah, there was a lot that Flux didn't really please me with personally, and I just felt just so disheartened that it didn't really cover a lot, and it didn't really feel like a finale. I feel like that we are going to get more answers in the special, and with the whole thing with the Doctor choosing not to have her memories restored, seems a little bit dumb, and the whole reason why she was tracking down Carvanista, the last known Division operative, to try and get answers. It's like, what was the point of the series, really? I'm just kind of scratching my head, and I don't want to say that because I love the series and I'm glad it, was told, but the finale just kind of slumped down a massive mountain, I guess, and just crashed and burnt at the bottom. Like, it weren't what I expected, if I'm being completely honest. So just to round up a score, I would probably give it a 4 out of 10, because I love the characters. I thought a lot of the acting was brilliant. I love the visuals, but in terms of everything else, it was just a jumbled mess. And I am looking forward to the New Year's Day special. I'll be doing a video tomorrow breaking that down and explaining everything. But yeah, I am a bit disappointed in the way Flux turned out. I will be doing a separate review of basically reviewing the series as a whole, developing points I've made in this video, and just kind of expanding upon it really, and just viewing it as one continuous narrative. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in to this video. As always, be sure to subscribe for more nerdy content, as we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers, which I would love to reach by the end of April next year. But with that being said, thank you very much for all support, and goodbye for now.